What's up, y'all? So today I am going to be cleaning my S&B open style air filter. So it's not in a box, so it's out in the open for the most part. And I was looking through my records, it's been 22,000 miles and it's not looking too bad, but I know it's dirty. I really do know it's dirty. It just may not have like all the rat shit, bird feathers and dragonflies. But at the end of the day, it's 22,000 miles old and it needs a cleaning. So I'm going to post cleaning kits down in the description below. Go ahead and check them out. But today I'm going to be using the K&N Recharger air filter cleaning kit. All right, so we have some air filter cleaner right here. All right, and then we have the air filter oil. Instructions, it's pretty much cut and dry. One thing I regret doing is actually not having my truck outside parked because the filter is going to have to dry overnight. So now I'm going to have to turn on the truck, back it up for a little bit with no filter element, or maybe I'll just throw it on and then move the truck. Anyways, yeah, should have thought that shit through.
Perfect.
Also, is anyone else a fan of Natty Daddies? 8% alcohol, so it's not your typical 4 to 5%. Definitely a taste to acquire, but that's just me. Anyways, they get the job done. Before I get into this video, what we're gonna end up doing is spraying it first with the air filter cleaner. Let it rest for 10 minutes. Once it's done for 10 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it off with a garden hose. I'm gonna do the outside and the inside. So I'm gonna spray this on both sides, make sure I get it all lubed up, ready to go, because I'm probably not gonna do this for another 25,000 miles. After rinsing it off, this is where the filter needs to entirely dry out prior to spraying this air filter oil. That's pretty much the gist of it. But guys, to be honest, I kind of like the old school filters, you know, like, hey, if something's old, you replace it, you know, especially when it comes to filters, you know, like our HVAC filters in the house, you got your cabin air filter, you got your air filter. And for the S&B air intake, you actually have an option to actually get the reusable or the cotton dry filter. I was up in the air, I really didn't care, but we'll see how this process actually ends up. But I got the reusable one, so I'm gonna go ahead and go through the process. I have had K&N air filters in the past, I think an S&B on my Ram. But anyways, I never had those vehicles long enough to actually go through this process, the cleaning process, and then re-oil. Before I forget, so every truck, right, gas or diesel, you're gonna have a mass airflow sensor. This is what that is. But this is the stock part. So this is your MAF, or your mass airflow sensor. All right, so every time you service your air filter, maybe every other oil change, you want to go ahead and remove these two screws. All right, remove that sensor. And what I like to use is something like this QD electronic cleaner. I'll go ahead and post this in the description box below. But this cleans out, instead of using like the brake cleaner or the carb cleaner, use something like this on those sensors. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get straight into the service. We're going to go ahead and spray this air filter cleaner and then let it rest for 10 minutes. All right. And they say to apply liberally. So I'm going to go hard in the paint and liberalize this air filter. All right, guys, so it's been 10 minutes. I thought I was gonna do the inside, but I ended up not because it looked too clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this liberally. And, oh yeah, no, it's good. Go ahead and rinse this off. And then what we're gonna end up doing is probably leaving this in front of a fan in my garage overnight to ensure that it dries out by the morning so that I can spray the air filter oil on it and then throw it right back on the truck. But yeah, this service was definitely due. The filter has been serving me well. Yeah, just 22,000 miles later, you're probably replacing your air filter, maybe. But the air filter has a lot to do with air fuel ratio as well as, you know, just your miles per gallon. Go ahead, finish rinsing this off, and then go ahead, take it inside the garage for the night. All right, guys, so back at it the next day. It dried overnight. I put a fan right in front of it, so that kind of helped. So finishing out this step, the filter needs to be completely dried. If it's slightly wet, whatever, you know, but we're about to spray some oil onto the filter, and then we're gonna have to let it sit for another 20 minutes. So everything came out really good. You can tell that red tint kind of washed away, but that's why we're gonna reapply that oil. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead, spray it along, parallel with the filter. So after spraying this evenly, and they say to spray it like 3 inches away from the filter, you wanna make sure that it is all evenly covered. All right, and it has that red tint again. So yeah, went ahead, did that, sprayed the inside a little bit, dried it out as much as I can. So that's the process in a nutshell. Pretty simple. And right now it's ready to get mounted back onto the truck. After you spray it, you do want to let it sit for like 20 minutes to ensure like it's all soaked up. Guys, simple process. If you have a similar filter, you know you're gonna have to do this relatively often, especially depending on which environment you're driving in. For me, it's mostly highway. I don't really drive too much on dirt roads or off-road. Yeah, like 25,000 miles is no big deal. It was still in good shape. The heat probably beats it up more than anything, but I have seen some nasty air filters, and if you haven't serviced your air filter, at least the air filters that are serviceable, the reusable ones, take a look at it, and the more air you have for your truck, the better efficiency it will have. So take care of it and it'll take care of you. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know down below. But until next time, see y'all.